Okay, welcome to part 2 on the Harbor Freight survival knife. Okay, as you can tell, it is an attractive knife, and so when people see the price, 10 bucks, sometimes even less, everybody wants one. Okay, so my first video, I talked about my success, my early trials, but eventual success putting a working edge on this so that I could get a point that rivals any of my sharpest knives. And I show the tool used, aggressive hand-held pool sharpener. Okay, and that really turned out well, 7 minutes. So now today we're going to concentrate on the engineering, and this is going to be a pretty fun video. So now I'm trying to make a departure from the other videos. There's tons of coverage on this, and most people are saying to modify it and drill it, and they re-engineer the thing. I'm going to try to keep making the case that if you buy this for what it's for, cutting and carving, as long as you get the edge on there, it doesn't come apart. Other knives, including ones I've shown before this, have come apart, but this is actually engineered better. Instead of a vertical screw, it has a lateral screw and has a bracket around the base of that blade and then on the partial tang. So let's go ahead and take a look at this, and then I'll make my case why you should not machete with it. Okay. Like all these knives, I make sure that I would lube the threading on that. It's working well now, but they tend to grind, so that looks good. Okay, and we got the goodie bag in there. So let's go ahead and get that out. Now, the main thing with the goodie bag, here, hold on, let's take care of that. All right, we're back in there. Okay, and the main thing with the goodie bag is that, yes, it's got matches, and so I'm not going to get really into this because there's so much coverage on this. You can put your own stuff in there, your own matches and cotton balls. But what I want to focus in on is how this is anchored in here and why, in many ways, this is superior to the traditional survival knife because of the vertical screw and nut, why this is better. And I'm pretty happy with what I got now that it has an edge on it. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up to take a look in there and go over this. Okay, so let's take a look in there. And the main thing I want you to focus on is that this thing is totally engineered differently than what I've shown before. So let's take a look in there. Okay, so now what are you looking at exactly? All right, let me get it. There we go. Okay, so you're looking at more of a cross formation where it's bracketed on the inside. Okay, see if we can get it even a little bit closer than that so you can really get in there. Okay. Yeah, yeah, there we go. That's a hyper close up. Sorry, but okay. So what you see is like a cross formation in there, and it's bracketed. That's the partial tang bracketed, and if you turn it up on its side, or that is with the hand guard vertically, okay, there we go. You'll see that it's just bracketed from every single way. Sorry, okay, there we go. There we go. It's bracketed from every single way, from every direction, and the partial tang is really enforced in there in a way that the traditional survival knives are not. So that's a beautiful shot right there. And okay, so let's get out of there. And basically, I am just so happy that this thing did not come apart on me. If you use it like you would a knife that you realize is not full tang, it doesn't go from tip to butt, and is anchored with a screw on the side, it can work just as is. So all right, so let's go over this. Why you don't? Well, I just showed you what it would look like in there. Okay, it is not engineered for crowbarring. If you crowbar with this, you look at it and you see a big impressive tool. It's not that tool. It will damage, potentially shatter back here, but it will definitely cause potentially permanent damage if you try crowbarring with this. It's just not going to hold up. Your die-cast metal handle here is going to warp and bend. Trying to machete, that also what's happening. The screw comes loose, things start to break down, and you can break it. Okay, so you don't need to modify this if you keep this tool in the realm, like a tradesman said, of what it's really designed for. It's not a machete. So let's go ahead and make a more powerful point. Okay, this is a machete. Okay, now I want you to take a good look at that nice hook, that little hook pattern right there. So grab a branch high and pull it in, and you hack away at it. You grab it with your free hand and hack away at it. Okay, this is from Colombia. It's called a cane machete, and it's full tang. So what's that mean? Handle on each side. You see the pins, and it's a form of like thick sheet metal, and it has to be not too long, or they can break. But it's a nice stubby design. It's got a good edge on it for what it is, and that is a machete. Okay, so if I want to hack it like blackberry bushes and things like that, this is what I'm going to take out and use. Okay, full tang, tip to butt, solid one piece. That is a machete. Okay, so now hope everybody gets that, what a tool engineered for chopping looks like. This is not. Okay, as far as batoning, that's where people hit it here and here. There are some thoughtful videos that show that. You can do it, but you have to understand the risk you're taking. If you hit here but hit that handle, you definitely can break and warp this. So would I say use it to baton wood? No, not really, unless you're determined that you're not going to screw up and hit here, and you're only going to hit here on the blade. But no, it's not engineered really for that either. So anyway, yeah, I mean, I was really excited to show you the inside of that, and I'm really excited to definitely testify. This thing has never come apart on me when I use it for what it's meant for. I put an edge on it, and I cut and I carve, cut and carve. And then you have your trunk back here for if you need it as an emergency, or you just, it doesn't have to be an emergency. Some people, they really like this, and let's talk about that to end the video. They really like this because it's a solid container that ideally would be on your person, or even if it's in a pack, it doesn't get broken, the matches don't get broken, or crunched or something like that, and so they like that it's protected in a solid trunk like that. But anyway, so hopefully that all makes sense. I showed you what a machete looks like. Please just use this partial tang knife to cut and carve. As far as that sawback, I don't want to really get into that. If you find that useful, that's up to you. But yeah, I do have an edge on this, and you can put an edge on this. Okay, thank you.